Right, welcome back to the Vengacast. Today we're here with Lewis,
Hello.
and we're just going to be sort of going over the Lakers season because Lewis is a Lakers fan. Fortunately, this season, I guess you could say.
Very unfortunately this season, it's been weird. Like we started off the season, I felt quite well, and I was actually really optimistic about potentially going to playoffs for the first time in 6 or 7 years, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So I was quite optimistic about it, and then obviously LeBron got injured, and that's quite a big hindrance. And
Yeah.
then obviously the whole Anthony Davis saga happened as well,
Yeah, we'll
which was
go through all
which
that.
so it started off really well, and then it's just ended up a train wreck.
Yeah, so obviously I'll start off by asking, how did you first get in the NBA, and then how did you come to support the Lakers?
So I started playing basketball when I was about 8 or 9,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still a fairly small kid around then compared to what I am now.
Yeah.
So they had us playing the two guard,
Okay. Yeah.
and I just liked running with the ball. And so my coach was like, right, when you get home tonight, ask your mum and dad if you can just go on YouTube and watch this guy called Kobe Bryant. And I was like, all right, okay, sound. Because he said, like, from my play style, he was quite a dominant two guard, which was
Yeah.
kind of like how I played. So it was like just watch him and just mirror what he does. So I went home, watched him, and I just watched how he played, and I was like, he was insane.
Yeah.
So from then I was like, right, I'm supporting the Lakers.
Yeah.
So and I've stuck with them since I was 8.
10
So
over 10 years now.
yeah, so I'd say I'm a fairly dedicated fan, not one of these bandwagons or anything like that.
Aye, a lot of them would have joined this season, I'm guessing.
A lot. So yeah.
Oh, well, starting off in free agency this year, obviously, like you were saying, this season's become a bit of a train wreck for the Lakers.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but in free agency, obviously, we'll leave LeBron to last. That's sort of the big one. But the rest of the
Yeah.
signings you were made were sort of like fringe players. Like you signed Michael
Yeah.
Beasley, JaVale McGee, Rajon Rondo, and Lance
It was
Stevenson.
I feel as though with bringing LeBron in, the contract that he had, there was no way we could have afforded to bring back like Lopez and Randall.
Yeah.
Like we just wouldn't have been able to afford it. So I think what they've done there is obviously they've got LeBron that sort of max contract, and they've just thought, right, well, we'll surround him with decent talent that'll do the job. Because obviously we've got the young core as well.
Yeah.
So I think that the boardroom probably felt, well, if I have Lonzo and then Josh Hart, LeBron, Kuzma, and then McGee can I've loved having McGee on the squad this season. He's been incredible.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, I feel, have been bang average, if not subpar.
Yeah, well, Beasley's in China now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that just says it all. I think they just had to get contract fillers. Really, I'm quite glad we signed Rondo.
Yeah.
I feel as though he's done quite a good job at point guard, especially with Lonzo and all his injuries that he's had this season.
Yeah, he's been unlucky this year.
Yeah, he's been. We've been unlucky with injuries, I feel.
Yeah,
obviously, I can't remember the name of what the injury is exactly, but Ingram's got the same thing that ended Chris Bosh's career.
I don't know if you saw, but the other day he had an operation for that, and it went successfully. To be fair, just good news for him.
Say that.
Good news for him and you.
That's a relief.
Yeah, so
I've never seen that.
He'll be back for the start of next season. They said.
Oh, that's good. I'm really happy about that because like a lot of people say, Kuzma's the one that's been shown up this season.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people forget because although they were drafted in the same year, Kuzma does have 4 years of college ball under his belt as well, whereas Ingram only had 1.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a massive difference. And I think, if anything, that makes it even more exciting to see what Ingram's going to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know you always say Ingram, definitely sort of your future.
Oh yeah, like when there was talking about the AD trade, and I've said to you loads, I was like, I couldn't care less if they got rid of Lonzo and Kuzma. Although I do love them, I was like, Ingram is the future of the Lakers for me. If if you have LeBron calling you the young gorilla, you know you're something special. I mean, considering he's built like Slender Man
Yeah,
and he gets called the young gorilla, you know, that says a lot to me.
yeah,
So yeah, so I just think we've got very unlucky, but I do think the chemistry was definitely affected by the AD trade.
yeah. So I mean,
I think
yeah,
I
you
think
go.
that's just because I think literally since that sort of saga around the end of free agency, we've been on a losing streak. You know, like our records went from positive to negative.
Yeah, well,
So
I think it's safe to say playoffs are sort of out of the question now.
100% now. Just all about that tank for Zion now.
Yeah,
nah,
a lot of teams.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, as much as I would love him at the Lakers, if he did end up at the Lakers, I would have to say the draft's rigged.
Yeah,
Or someone at the Lakers has paid off the NBA. It's as
Magic
simple
having a
as
word
that.
with someone.
Yeah, like, it would be as simple as that. So, but there's quite a lot of good prospects coming up in the draft who I think would do very well in Los
Definitely.
Angeles. Like
Yeah,
that
it's
one I
not
was
just
telling you about, Kobe White. He's one that I've had my eye on for quite a while.
Yeah.
And Admiral Schofield as well. I think especially Schofield, he's quite a good shooter of the ball. So he would be quite good to pair around LeBron. Because I think that's how LeBron best works in a system.
Yeah,
just
for
having
sure.
shooters around him. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why
definitely.
he's trying to get in Kyrie, players like that.
Ooh. Hey, I tell you what, I
There's a
wouldn't
chance that
complain
could
if.
happen. Chance it could happen.
I mean, you know, we've seen what happened last season when LeBron pulled his vest down and started talking to Kuzma.
Yeah.
I mean, not Kuzma, Lonzo, sorry. He ended up with the Lakers. And he did that with Kyrie a few nights ago. So who knows what's going to happen in free agency? It'll be very interesting, I think.
Yeah, you never know. So I guess I'll go back to the start of the season. What was sort of your realistic expectations at the start of the year, if you can remember how you were thinking then?
I was hoping for Western Conference semi-finals.
Yeah.
Because although we have
LeBron, fair enough, I guess.
we'll have LeBron, and you know that's not unrealistic to expect from him. But at the same time, I think to myself, you know, we've got a very young core. Yeah, we've got a few vets, but we haven't got a lot of the it factor just yet.
Yeah.
We've only really got it in LeBron. So I was thinking to myself, well, you know, he carried the Cavaliers in that team, you know, to the finals for
multiple years.
Yeah, like. So I was thinking to myself, you know, he's actually got some decent players around him now, and Kuzma, Lonzo, etc. So I was thinking to myself, a Western Conference, because it is a much harder conference than the East. Like, there's no arguing.
I think if we were in the West, we'd be like second. I'm an Orlando Magic fan. I haven't mentioned that in the podcast before, and I think if we were in the West, we'd be like second or third bottom.
Yeah, like it's just such a harder conference. Like, just the caliber of the player. Like the East's still good, obviously, as well. But just the caliber of the player in the West, I just think it just makes it harder. So I said semi-finals I would have took, and I would have been really happy.
Yeah, it's just progress, isn't it?
Yeah, like considering, you know, we went from like 3-peats and stuff like that to not making the playoffs for 6-7 years.
Yeah,
it's a big change of
I
scenery.
think it was the last time. If I'm pretty sure it's 2012.
Yeah, like so that's what 7 years now. So
yeah, 7 years.
Yeah, so I thought about that. So it just sums it up. Like, obviously, you know, losing a player like Kobe as well, like in retirement, like who they'd spent quite a lot of his career building around him.
Yeah,
especially with like his salary as well. It's a sort of a similar situation with LeBron, like, you know, having a big contract to then just have filler players around him.
Yeah, LeBron has a huge contract.
Yeah, it's like 200 something million.
For all his years with the Lakers, he's going to average 38.5 million per year. That's a base contract as well.
Bloody hell. Must be nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, I wouldn't complain for just a third of it. Christ. So, but, I mean, to be fair, the Magic, you have had a good season as well.
I mean, compared to usual.
Yeah, so
Last season we got 25 wins, and we've well surpassed that now.
Yeah.
We're on 30, 32 at the minute.
And so it's definitely improvement.
33, I mean. We won last night.
Yeah.
Take that.
I'm not even going to go on about what happened last night. Oh my!
I couldn't believe that.
You couldn't. I always, because I play a lot of 2K, and whenever so obviously there's been a league I found my players on the Lakers, and I always get these little cutscenes like in the core saying about LeBron having the confidence to knock down clutch shots, and then he gets blocked by Mario Hezonja.
I hate Mario Hezonja as well so much.
And I just thought to myself, I think LeBron is a fantastic player, don't get us wrong. And I think, to be fair, if he hadn't stayed at Cleveland, he probably would have had a lot more rings.
Yeah.
But for me, I just think even when Jordan and Kobe were in the last years of their careers, they still were carrying teams. Obviously they didn't get playoffs and stuff like that, which is understandable, especially with Kobe having his Achilles torn.
Yeah, I think Kobe was part of the 15-win season.
Yeah. So he didn't have a good season, but he still put up good numbers. And even in his last game, he dropped 61 points.
But no one had a good season on the Lakers.
No one did.
So I guess you can't just blame him.
Nah, definitely not. So you've got to look at the whole thing. I just think for how much hype LeBron put around himself.
Yeah.
Especially
playoff mode and stuff like that.
And then to get blocked by Mario Hezonja, Howie, mate, you're having the giggle here. Especially.
Do you think? You go on.
Especially with the Knicks as well, who are literally tanking, and we can't beat them.
They really are tanking for Zion.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just thinking, and when I seen the score this morning when I woke up, I was gobsmacked. I was just like, have they got the numbers the wrong way around or what? Can't be right.
I was gonna say, you see all this stuff on social media all the time of sort of LeBron sitting away from the team and that. Do you think that's actual team chemistry issues, or do you think this is just that's the media just trying to create a narrative that's not really there?
I think it's a bit of both, in the sense that I think a lot of the players, if I was in the position of someone like Kuzma Ingram, and I'd essentially with the AD trade been told that I'm expendable, I think I would feel the same way, because to me, he's still a player. He's not a GM. It's not his job to tell the coach and staff who they should and shouldn't go for. So I do think its chemistry issues are there, but at the same time, I do think the media has put in a massive narrative on it, because if you watch the whole game, you'll actually see that they are sitting and joking on the bench with each other and stuff too.
Yeah.
So I do think it's a bit of narrative, but I do think there is issues there that need to be addressed.
Yeah, and I remember when you beat Boston in the Garden, I remember Rondo hit that game winner.
Yeah.
And the first person who ran over to him to celebrate was LeBron.
Yeah. When that went in, I couldn't... because obviously Rondo has his history with the Celtics and stuff like that. So when I seen him hit that shot, I was absolutely buzzing for him, because I quite like Rondo as a player. I think he's a generic sort of point guard. He's not flashy, but he does really get the job done. So I do quite like Rondo as a player. So when he hit that shot and got the win, I was just I rate that. Fully rate it.
Yeah. I mean, next issue, I guess, sort of a lot of controversy around Luke Walton at the minute, whether he should have the job or not.
No.
What are your opinions on that after this season?
Get him gone.
Pretty self-explanatory.
I mean, look, the record says it all. It was the same sort of issue as Ty Lue. Don't get us wrong, he is a good coach, but when you've got someone like LeBron around you, you are destined to do good. And I think Luke Walton is definitely being shielded by some of LeBron, carrying the Lakers a little bit too. But personally, for me, I think, especially obviously in the NBA, the focus now is more offense and defense. But Luke Walton's taking the piss in the fact that we don't play defense. Like,
Yeah, you need to play some.
there was literally no defense, and it's just like, nah, like you've got to get a healthy mix of it. So I think for me, he needs to go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been pressure on him from the start. In your first 8 games, you had 5 losses.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say since then, he's sort of been in the hot seat for sure.
Oh, well, to me, like, especially with this, I could. It's difficult to say, like, because our squad, for me, are in a weird place of competing and rebuilding. So
Yeah.
with LeBron, you're always going to have that aspect of, right, I want a championship, but we'll also have a mainly young core which need time to develop.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're in a very strange place of like we need to kind of find the right balance between like I think going into the season I wanted to finish at a 6 seed realistically, and I think
Yeah.
with the talent that we have, it's definitely not unrealistic. So, but
Yeah.
personally, I just think Luke Walton 100% needs to go.
Yeah. So do you think he will go, even though you want him to go? Do you think Magic and the back office will so go? Yeah, it's time for him to leave.
I don't know because he seems like a very yes man. Like
Yeah.
so, like with the
I definitely agree.
like with the AD saga. Like personally, for me, don't get us wrong. AD top 5 player in the league, no questions. He's phenomenal.
On his day, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, if that was me and they were saying, right, what do you give up? It got to the point where they wanted 5 first rounders.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And like the whole young core, and they were Magic and LeBron were like the ones willing to do it. And I just thought there is no way that any half decent coach would agree to that.
Yeah, but it seemed that Luke Walton didn't even have a say, really.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's another issue. Like a coach should be same because it's his squad at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
he's managing them,
yeah,
taking them in the training room every day and stuff.
Exactly. So I personally think that he 100% needs to go.
Yeah, he's still quite young as well, 38.
Yeah.
Maybe managed the Lakers a bit too soon in his career.
I think as well, like
the Lakers are a huge team at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think like especially with the history that we have, the two biggest teams in the NBA, in my opinion, anyways, are us and the Celtics.
Yeah, easy.
So
I don't think anyone would argue.
So I think when you have history like that, and the fans that will have too, you have to expect pressure on you to win, and I think he's not done very well under the pressure. In all honesty.
Yeah, it's a weird season, just all over the place for the Lakers, and for LeBron, this will be the first time in 15 years that he hasn't made the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's mental.
I know, and that I think that's one of the things that's annoyed us about the season as well. Like, signing a player like that, your expectations are always going to be really, really high.
Serial winner.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like coming into the season, I honestly did think we were going to get the playoffs, and I
think everyone did.
I was so excited at the prospect of actually being back there because I've missed it just a little bit. So
never seen all that, did I? Just get there at all.
But I just think the season's it's sort of one things went wrong, and then I think it's just been a sort of snowball afterwards.
Yeah,
and it's just kept on getting worse and worse and worse.
So where do you think like the starting point was for like things going wrong? If you had to like pinpoint it.
I don't know because
like you said, multiple things have sort of spiraled out of control.
To be honest, as much as I have been giving LeBron a bit of stick, because we had a class record before he got injured.
Yeah,
and I honestly think the downfall was from when he got injured to then the AD saga, to then Lonzo getting injured, and then we've had Ingram, and then we've had a few more injuries, and I just think once LeBron's been injured, I think that's what the snowball sort of started at.
Yeah.
And then literally just after that, it just went down and down and down.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are sort of saying the main problem is Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka sort of in the back room. They're sort of saying they're sort of trying to win too soon.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
even though you do have LeBron, they're sort of trying to push to an unrealistic level.
100%. I think as well, like trying to get AD in Los Angeles now when he's the main man for the Pelicans. I think
Yeah.
that was incredibly unrealistic as well, for the simple fact is, you know, they kind of want to compete too, you know, because they're used to being like a bottom seed team.
Yeah, they made 8th seed last
Yeah,
year, I think.
so
Well, actually, no, they might have been high. I'm not sure.
it's like they're normally a bottom seed team though, and
Yeah.
and I just think they'd struggle as well. So I think we just need to tone it down a little bit, definitely.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of people criticizing them, like what you were saying in the summer. They didn't sign any shooters who would work well with LeBron.
Literally none.
And a lot of people also saying some of your free agent signings a bit weird because they have quite strong personalities. Players like Lance Stevenson, JaVale McGee, and Rondo. Like, was it ever going to work? All them like big personalities mixed together.
For me, when I seen us sign Lance Stevenson, it was mixed emotions because I like Stevenson as a player. He's got that good grit and grind about him.
Yeah.
But him and LeBron have got a past.
Yeah. Obviously, everyone remembers the gif of him blowing in his ear.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just thinking to myself, like, how on earth is that gonna work together? Like, it just isn't. You know what I mean?
They clearly don't like each other.
Yeah. So I mean, to be fair though, it's not really affected the chemistry that much in that respect. Like, there's pictures of them laughing and joking and getting on really well. So I don't think it's been that much of an issue for work, I'm being honest. But
yeah,
we definitely could have made a lot better choices in free agency, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, part of the way through the season in December, sort of around Christmas time, you went on an 18-9 run, so 18 wins, 9 losses, and that was capped off by absolutely battering the Warriors, 127 to 101.
Christmas Day, wasn't it?
So then, yeah, Christmas Day.
Good Christmas.
So sort of by the end of December, you're sort of thinking things have turned around.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Like when I'd seen would beat the Golden State, you know, because obviously everyone knows the history of LeBron and Golden State, and I think I speak for a majority of people when I say everyone hates Golden State unless you're a Golden State fan.
Yep.
You know, like, I mean, I liked KD at OKC, and I thought he was a hell of a player, but for me, he's lost all of his sort of accountability now. And
I think he knows that as well.
Yeah.
I think that's why he wants to move away to a sort of team like the Knicks or someone next season.
Well, before I've seen Kyrie ringing and apologising to LeBron for the way he went on in Cleveland, and then the whole talking to each other after the game and stuff like that, I honestly thought that the Knicks would probably get Zion and then sign Kyrie and Durant in free agency because it'd have the cap room too.
That would be crazy. If that actually happened.
Because
I think New York would just melt.
Yeah, well, because it would make sense though, because New York is such a big team market because it's New York.
Yeah. No matter how bad the Knicks get, they'll always be attractive to free agents.
That's why I think the Nets are getting better as well. Like when I see him with
shout out Dan.
When I see him with let D'Lo go to the Nets, I've never wanted to cry so much as a basketball fan because you and Dan were both out for me when I said he is the best prospect point guard in the league. Yeah, 100%. He's going to be as long as he doesn't get hit by injuries, he keeps on how he's going. Hall of Famer, 100%.
It's mad how much of a leader he is already at 22.
I think as well. Magic said he wanted to get rid of him because he wasn't a leader. But I think
he got rid of him because of the whole Swaggy P against like Iggy Azalea, I think, didn't he?
But like
that was just ridiculous.
That was a massive joke as well. And to me, I'd rather get rid of Swaggy P. He's shit.
Well, we didn't,
Yeah, like we got rid of both of them, which is just completely counterintuitive. Like why?
That felt a bit bizarre to me.
Why get rid of Swaggy P and Russell if we knew we were going to get rid of Swaggy P anyways, and we just pick Russell in the lottery?
I was going to say you got him with the second pick, so it seemed a bit ridiculous giving away your second pick in favour of like a veteran who was going to leave in the end, like next year.
Yeah, and I think now as well, if we'd kept him, honestly, like I think we'd have a dynasty on our hands at the Lakers. Because
that's probably your weakest position at the minute, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I like Lonzo. He's offensively he's to be desired, but on the defensive end, he's probably the best defensive point guard in the league.
Who's your starting shooting guard at the minute? Is it still Caldwell Pope?
Yeah, I'll be KCP. I think it might have been Josh Hart last night.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
all right. But Josh Hart as well is not the best.
I think Josh Hart might have started last night because obviously he's had his knee tendonitis issues. But I could be wrong. But KCP's dog shit as well for the money that he's on.
He's awful.
He's on like 10 million a year and he can't shoot a basketball. Yeah, like it's ridiculous. Like I don't understand what anyone seen in getting him.
Well, it was weird because it was so like you re-signed him to trade him, but then you never ended up trading him.
And he's taking up 10 million cap room. 10 mil.
Yeah,
he's not worth $10 million a year. Like it's just so frustrating.
I guess, multiple things. So after that good run in December, it sort of all goes wrong again because of injuries.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, LeBron's out for 6 weeks, then Rondo's out, then Tyson Chandler, and then just a multitude of injuries after that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's sort of like being the main killer this season?
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, like, that is probably an attributing factor to team chemistry as well, because, you know, if you can't...
Yeah, if everyone's not together at one time.
Like if everyone's sitting down because X, Y, and Z's injured, or he's injured and he's injured, that also messes up the team chemistry because when Luke Walton sat on the sideline shouting to play, and then like you got your centre screening up in the wrong place, and then your power forward wants to shoot or something like that, and it's like what's going on here? So I definitely think that's been a big factor into why we've not done so well as well.
Yeah, obviously I think that's quite a big thing. Obviously no team's going to do well with injuries, and you've been bringing up a lot of J League players this year.
Yeah.
Do you think any of them have been promising? Obviously Andre Ingram's sort of like an infamous Lakers player now.
If we don't sign Andre Ingram for the rest of the season, I will personally fly over to Los Angeles and berate Magic Johnson myself.
He's like a cult hero now with the Lakers, isn't he?
It was just the fact that he, you know, had such a shit season last season, and then he came on and he absolutely lit the place up. But what's even more frustrating for me though is we're lacking injuries. He's passionate. He's been like a Laker / South Bay Laker his whole life. You know, he's such a good guy. And then they've been making all this hype around, we've re-signed Andre Ingram on like a 10-day contract. Woohoo. And then they played him for 5 minutes last night. Oh,
yeah, that's the thing.
Not only did they only play him 5 minutes, but they'd rather put KCP or Josh Hart out in front of him. Like,
yeah, it does seem like give him a chance. It's a good story. Everyone wants him to do well.
Yeah, like, and when he's come on, he's done great, but he can't do great if they're only giving him 5 minutes a night.
Yeah, so would you like to see him get more? If I don't know, how many minutes would you give him per night if you were gonna say be in charge?
I mean, because obviously, you know, you need to keep everyone pleased, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have him playing, say, 25 minutes over Josh Hart and KCP.
Yeah.
And then have the rest of the minutes split equally between them two. and just give Ingram that chance to kind of prove what he can do, sort of thing. Because
he's been around long enough with you, like G League and D League team for the last few years,
and just have never really given him the chance to express himself. And I think if they give him the opportunity, I definitely think he'd have the ability to do it 100%.
Yeah. I mean, you've called up a few other G League players this year, like Jonathan Williams, Alex Caruso. Would you maybe give them a chance as well? Or
I don't know. It's always tricky with G League players because
you don't know whether to develop them there or bring them up.
Yeah, and as well, like, they're in the G League for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day.
Yeah, so like it is hard to say, but I mean, we're not in the playoffs anyways. Like the dream's definitely dead. So
yeah,
why not?
A chance, sort of.
100. That's what I'm kind of at now. Like, we may as well just experiment with everything and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable now that you're sort of out of it.
Yeah,
I think everyone at LA has sort of accepted that now.
Yeah, I mean, I've 100% accepted it now.
Yeah.
So
going into next year, sort of, do you think the current squad is good enough? Assuming that injuries don't happen as bad as they have this year, do you think next year you do make playoffs with no injuries? Obviously, there will be injuries, but not to the extent of this year. You'd hope.
I get you. I mean, I don't think we're good enough to win the NBA yet. 100% not. Like even if Golden State just keep Steph and Clay, like that and even if they keep Draymond, that is the three that went 73 and 9.
Yeah, I always think Draymond gets massively overlooked. He's a key part of that team.
He's a bastard. Like, he's so good on defense, and that's why everyone hates him because he gets in your grill.
Yeah, no one wants to play against him.
But I don't think we've got it to go all the way yet. But I'd stick with what I said this year: 6th seed.
Yeah, I think that's definitely achievable.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think so.
Especially when you look at the teams who are sort of sitting in that position at the minute, like the Clippers, the Jazz, them sort of. I think yous on your day are better than them for sure.
Yeah,
if everyone's fit.
Definitely.
If everyone's fit, you can beat them.
100%. So I think it's just we need to stop making stupid trades. And like when we traded away Zubac, I was
that was a weird one. People weren't happy about that.
And I could have understood if it was to a fairly decent team. But to trade him to the Clippers to then see them going to the playoffs, it was a bit of a wound, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's never good to see the other team in the city doing well. I'm sure Knicks fans would say the same thing.
Yeah, 100%. So I just think we need to get... I think one of the big issues as well is the backcourt that we have. Like, LeBron, good. Front court. Like, we're backcourt's decent, but like a point guard and shooting guard, we need something there. Like, it's just what we're running with now isn't feasible, and there's just so many little issues we need to fix.
Yeah, I think just going back to LeBron as well. I'm just looking at what people think about the Lakers season, and a lot of people are saying LeBron's getting too heavily criticised because Lakers fans compare every player to like a prime Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
and obviously you're gonna be a bit biased here being a Lakers fan, but do you think that's true? Or
I mean, for me, like, as much as I like LeBron, I just don't think he's up there with Kobe and Jordan.
Yeah,
I mean, he's top 3 is Jordan, Kobe, LeBron in that order. like, and that's coming from a Lakers fan. Like, Jordan was better than Kobe. I just think for LeBron saying, "Oh, I want to be the GOAT. I am the GOAT." Blah blah blah. King James, etc., etc. And then
Yeah.
you know, he's come on this team. Jordan retired in his prime for 2 years and came back and did a three-peat.
Yeah, it's true.
And
I mean, yeah, everyone forgets he lost his first year to the Magic in the Eastern Conference Final, but
yeah,
after that he done all right.
but it's just like, I just think for how much hype he gives himself, and I definitely think that the comparisons are justified, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, he does build himself up, and he got interviewed. This is what you were mentioning before. At the end of All-Star Weekend, he got interviewed saying, "Do you think you can still make the playoffs?" And he went, "Yeah, playoff mode has been activated." And he also came out and promised Lakers fans that they would make the playoffs. Do you think maybe that's why he deserves the stick, because he has put his neck on the line and said that?
Yeah, 100%. Like, if you're gonna come out as a player and say, "I'm gonna guarantee the city of Los Angeles, and particularly the Laker fans, that you are going to go to the playoff for the first time in 7 years," and to then, like, he couldn't even inbound the ball correctly.
Yeah.
Like, he literally couldn't inbound the ball correctly, and I think that just sums up why people are like, "Well, this isn't." like this, you have to get some sort of stick for that. Like, if you want to say you're the best player of all time and then you can't throw a ball,
you've got to win them games.
It's absurd to me.
Yeah, I mean, people are particularly highlighting as well during that run after the playoffs. Literally on March the 2nd, so not many games back, you lost to the Suns, who were on a 1-18 run.
Yeah,
at the time.
And then we lost to the Knicks last night.
Yeah, I think you lost to the Knicks a bit earlier as well. Didn't you?
We've lost them both games this season.
Yeah, that does seem bizarre to me, even as a neutral. I don't think in your position you can't lose those games.
No, 100% not. Like, those are the games as well that kind of get you that playoff berth, because although you need the good teams to kind of, like, you need to beat the good teams to, like, give yourself that confidence going into the next sort of
prove you can.
Like, we beat Golden State, for Christ's sakes, but we can't beat like the Suns. Like, it just makes no sense. But I think for what LeBron said about playoff mode and then being as unsatisfactory as what he has been, I do think that the stick he's got is 100% justified.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think he will get traded, but if you had the chance to trade him in the summer and you would get all that cap back, maybe go for another big free agent, would you trade him away?
I don't know, because although I have slated him quite a lot, he has still put up good numbers. Like, he still has been a good part of the Lakers squad. Although, he has caused issues, he still has been decent for us. But at the same time, if we traded LeBron, we would then be in the move to get Kyrie. If we trade LeBron, obviously I know it's Los Angeles, but looking at the squad that we have now, would people still want to come to us? Because if I was as an outsider looking in, and I've seen there's 4 good young players, but I'm not going to be winning anything anytime soon, and I'm 29, 30, I've only got a few more years left in us. Do I really want to?
Yeah, you want to win now.
Yeah, exactly. So I think although trading them, we could probably get a lot of stuff for them. I just don't think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I also think being in LA sort of attracts people anyway.
Yeah,
I think players, like you were saying, who are 29, 30, they might sort of think, oh, fancy retiring in LA.
yeah, exactly. But I think at the same time as well, you have to look then and say, would a player really want to come to LA if they have nothing to sort of win either? Because, you know, you look at the Kyries, you look at the Boogie Cousins and stuff like that. He's took such a massive pay cut just to get that ring.
He's on a minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on a minimum,
like,
which is mad.
And just to get a ring. So
yeah, Boogie's not even that old as well.
He turns 30, I think, in free agency.
Yeah, usually you'd expect to take a minimum.
When you're about 35, 36.
Yeah, not 30.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, that. And to me, it kind of shows that he wants to win. But I think at the same time, you know,
it's how he's going to win, which is why people sort of lost their respect.
Yeah, which me personally, like if I was in a situation like him, he was at the Pelicans with AD, and
he had a chance,
and they're probably the best. That was like the best big man combo going, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think if he just stayed there, they definitely could have had a chance.
Yeah.
So I just think, I think for now we should keep LeBron. Especially,
but maybe if it doesn't work for next season, the year after.
Yeah, definitely. Because this year and next year is when he's going to still have value.
Yeah.
After that, he's going to just be going down essentially, which isn't good for us or him, because it means that we lose trade value as well.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that they need to be proactive in what they're doing in the backcourt.
Yeah.
In the back room, sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking as well. Last season, you finished the season. Oh wait, I had it before. Yeah, you finished the season 35 and 47.
Yeah.
This year at the minute, you're 31 and 39. Do you think you'll have a better season than last season? Because I think if not, then this season will come under real scrutiny, especially if you have a worse than last season.
I mean, we shouldn't do worse than last season.
Yeah, I think you'll get more than 4 wins.
Yeah, I mean, there's still another 20 games to go.
So, something like that, yeah.
Around 20 games to go. So, I mean, if we can't pull together 5 wins, then fuck LeBron off.
Then get rid of him.
Yeah, like, if LeBron wants to be talked about as a top 3 player, and he can't get 5 wins in a season, because it's not like he's playing with bums either. Like, with, you know, Kuzma's still been balling out. He's been doing fantastic. McGee has been fantastic defensively as well. You know, so it's not like he's playing with bums around him. So I think
they've still been good players.
If you can't put together 5 wins, sack him off, get him gone. Yeah.
So, assuming LeBron stays, which you probably will, what would you do in next free agency? What moves would you make?
Well, first of all, I'd sack Luke Walton. He'd be gone.
I think a lot of Lakers fans would do that first.
100%. And then I would definitely chase after Kyrie.
Yeah.
100.
I think,
Because, I mean, that's who he won his championship with in Cleveland. You know, and, you know, as much as it was LeBron's doing that they won the championship and come back from 3-1, I think a lot of people also forget that Kyrie hit some of the most clutch shots I've ever seen.
He hit the most clutch shot in the last game.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people fail to remember that about Kyrie. So I would definitely chase after him. And then I wouldn't really have much cap room. So, I mean, to be fair, most of the vets will probably go. So, I would definitely like to bring McGee back. And I suppose, as much as I like Rondo, if we got Kyrie's expendable, you know, I'd rather have Lonzo learn off Kyrie than Rondo, especially offensively.
Yeah.
So I think that would probably be the best option for us, and then just whichever shooters on a cheap sort of contract going, get them on the team.
Yeah, maybe even get some veterans who are available on the minimum.
Yeah, and just throw them in there. Because
I'm trying to think. I don't know what deal Kyle Korver's on in Utah, but he'd be probably perfect signing for you.
Yeah, 100%. And I think as well, just like because he's one of the best shooters of all time, and they're just
easily.
and they just go through the young bucks, especially Lonzo, and fix that shit he calls a jump shot. That would be really, really ideal for us. Definitely.
Yeah. So, do you think the only big signing you would maybe consider is Kyrie?
I mean, Klay Thompson's a free agent, and I would.
Yeah, he's unrestricted as well.
Yeah, and I would love to see him in LA, but would he want to leave Golden State?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, like although the Lakers are the Lakers at the minute, Golden State are Golden State.
Yeah, I think there is this sort of thing going around Golden State though now. I don't know how much this plays in players' minds, but I know especially for fans, people are getting put off by Golden State because of how good they are.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but it is a thing now.
I think as well, it's just annoying when you see a team they're essentially the Man City of basketball.
If not worse.
Yeah, and no one likes that. So yeah. I think I mean, KD's gone 100%.
Yeah, I think that might be too much money for them to bring back him and Clay, because I'm guessing they're both going to want more money.
Yeah,
wherever they
especially go. KD. I think he's shown his true colours.
Yeah, he's got no loyalty.
Yeah, so I think that kind of is that sorted. But yeah, I mean, I would like Clay in LA. I just with Golden State, I can't see it happening.
Yeah, Kemba Walker as well. He's available, unrestricted.
Again, I like Kemba, but I think with how much Jordan likes Kemba, I think Jordan would pay Kemba a lot of money to keep him.
You don't think Kemba's going to leave Charlotte?
Nah, but I think.
I hope that he does.
I hope he does for his sake. But if Michael Jordan is saying to me, "I love you as a basketball player," he has $150 million. It would be hard to say no to that.
Yeah, I'm just looking as well. The other big noticeable sort of guards is Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris isn't a guard.
He has been playing. He can play both. He's been sort of playing shooting guard for the Sixers recently.
Oh, has he?
Yeah,
that's odd. I'd rather have Butler and LeBron would be a bad mix. I think. Two massive egos. And I mean, we've seen what happened in Minnesota. So I don't think that would be the best idea to have them two together.
Yeah.
I mean, Tobias Harris, he'd be good. I wouldn't mind him here either.
Yeah.
So...
the thing is, though, like you were saying, his main position is the small forward.
Yeah.
So then you've got Ingram and LeBron.
Yeah, because when you said he's a guard, I was like, Joe.
I swear he did. I'm pretty sure he did I saw something the other week about him playing there, unless I'm thinking of someone else, but I think it was him.
Because I always thought
maybe there's another Harris in Philly. I'm not sure.
I always thought Harris was.
I know when he played in Orlando, he was small forward, and when he played in LA for the Clippers, he was.
Yeah.
I'd have to see. I'll have to check for the Sixers the other night.
Yeah. No, but I wouldn't say no to him being here.
No, he's a very good player.
Yeah, he is, definitely.
Pretty much if they leave Orlando and they're like a good player, they're going to become a world-class player, you can guarantee it. It's usually what happens. Just look at Oladipo.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I can remember how fuming you were when you got rid of Oladipo.
Yeah, well, it just made no sense. I've just saw Elfrid Payton just got his fourth triple double in a row the other night.
In a row?
Fourth triple double in a row.
Wow.
4 consecutive games.
Wow. Didn't think that would come out of him.
Yeah, so he's starting to show his potential a bit now in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's class. That I didn't think he would be doing stuff like that.
Yeah, you got like the odd triple double for us, but you never got 4 in a row.
Nah, he to be fair, he is a good player.
Yeah, I thought you. Well, to be fair, since he left, we never really had a proper point guard.
Nah.
Now we have Markel Fultz coming in next year.
Ooh, that'll be interesting for you.
If you can, we've given like 6 months to try and fix his shot.
Yeah.
So if it's not fixed by the time he does get back, then I don't think he's got much of a chance. But hopefully it is.
That'll be very interesting for you because if he comes back and then you've got him, Isaac, Gordon, and Vooch, that's a very tasty looking team. To be fair.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Evan Fournier fan, although he does hit some pretty important shots. Where I would maybe upgrade that shooting guard in free agency or in the draft.
I think you just need to upgrade a guard, full stop. To be honest.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a problem for years.
I mean, it's a class at drafting big men and building them up.
That's all that we do.
But
all that we do is draft.
I was going to say, but that's literally about it.
Who would you? I know who you mentioned a few players before for the Lakers.
Yeah.
I'm thinking your pick's probably going to be around like 12 or 13 for something.
I think.
Who would you pick?
Well, Kobe White for me. He's been looking really good in college. I think he's averaging about 25 points a game. Considering, I remember when I told you about him, and you didn't have a clue who he was.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning was it Ja Morant?
Ja Morant. He's looking absolutely class. He's a point guard. He's looking absolutely fantastic, but he's quite a high profile player. So I think he'll be gone the top 5. If he's not, I'll be very shocked.
He sort of reminded me of when Kemba went on the ridiculous run in March Madness.
Yeah.
And that really boosted his draft stock. I think Ja Morant's going the same way. He's really getting up there because he's performing miracles with his college at the moment.
Definitely. And I think that'll play
at Murray State
a massive part into it. I think as well, like, I watched a video the other day about why is it Cam Reddish? Yeah.
Cam Reddish actually.
Yeah. Why people have been saying that they think he's going to be a better player than Zion.
Cam Reddish is a small forward.
Yeah, so I think Zion needs to find a way to cut down some bulk while still maintain the strength. Because although he's got, he is fantastic. Like he's got the potential to be a Hall of Famer. But taking 267 pounds on your knees about 15 times a night, it's just not healthy for them.
Yeah, his shoes didn't cope very well, did
they? Exactly, you know what I mean? So I think they need to be very careful with how it goes with Zion and stuff.
Yeah. I'm on a Bleacher Report at the minute, looking at their mock draft. They've got you taking John A. Porter, who's a centre from Missouri.
Yeah, I know who he is. He looks decent, to be fair.
Do you think you could do with another centre?
I don't know. I mean, JaVale's been class. And then, who was it that we got back from the Clippers again? I can't think of his name. Muscala, that's the one. Yeah, Mike Muscala. And I mean, he's not bad, but he's not good either.
Good.
I've also got Tyson Chandler, but obviously he's out with him, isn't he?
Tyson Chandler, he is.
So that's a slight issue. We've also got Wagner, who I quite like.
Yeah, he is good.
So, I mean, there's definitely lots of options there. So I don't think, especially having Wagner, who was a young centre as well, is it a good idea to have 2 young centres in the same team?
Yeah, and then another Bleacher Report, like a one from earlier in the season, has you taken Nickel Alexander Walker, who's a shooting guard from Virginia Tech.
I've heard of him, but I've not seen much of him at
Yeah,
all.
so it sounds like he's a good 3-point shooter. He's hitting 42.4%.
That's good.
Yeah, he's doubled his assist rate to 23.5% from 10.6% last season.
That's
So
impressive.
it sounds like he's pretty good assister as well.
Yeah, obviously
He wouldn't be
be a
bad.
good little combo guard to have.
Yeah, he sounds a bit like what Lonzo was meant to
Yeah,
be.
and then well, we all know how that went.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Lonzo still has time.
Oh yeah,
Still has a chance.
definitely. So I mean, I wouldn't mind taking Admiral Schofield because he'd be a good mix between shooting guard and small forward.
What type? I've never heard of him, to be honest. So what type of player is he?
He's a bit of a slashing three. So
Okay.
he's good, but I think what we kind of want is like for me, like the ideal pick would be Kobe White. Like from what I've seen and how he's done at college level, and for what we need for the team, I think he would be ideal. To be honest.
This is someone who I do know. Romeo Langford.
Yeah, shooting guard.
Someone's got him going to use. I do know him.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
He would be very
Yeah,
good. He'd be good on any
I
team.
was going to say I wouldn't complain if I got him either. He's a good player. He's a very good shooter of the ball. He's a bit Klay Thompson-esque.
Yeah, a bit of a taller shooter.
Yeah, very very good to catch and shoot as well, like Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
So I mean, this for me personally, from what I've seen from the college ballers, this is looking like one of the most stacked draft classes we could ever see, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, usually I pay like quite a bit of attention to the draft because I usually write down there. But this year I haven't been paying much attention to it. I've been looking at the other end for one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a nice change for you. Unfortunately, I've got a bit too used to it as well.
Yeah, it's weird for you. You've had like number 1, 2, 3 picks, and then it'll be anywhere between 10th and 14th at the minute. It's looking like.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, now I would like to just even if we just got one game better than what we had last season, just to say the season was a little bit better. I don't really care how it goes now because I know we'll get a better pick at the end of it.
Yeah. So, do you think? I don't know. You might even look to trade that pick if it is good.
I mean, for some of the talent that's in the draft class, it would just be stupidity.
Yeah, you think it's hard to pass off.
Yeah, like especially with some of the names that we could get, who are looking fantastic. It would just be stupid to trade them. So
yeah, so someone else has you taking John A. Porter. Sounds like he's really good. To be fair, 14.5 points, 10 rebounds a game at the minute. He's averaging.
That's good. You know,
and for a centre, 3.3 assists. That's not bad.
For a centre, that's actually quite a double. Quite a solid stat line. You know, you kind of complain with that
at all.
So I definitely think this year, especially, we should keep with draft picks. I think next year we should get rid of it because judging by some of the players that are coming through, they don't look anything special.
Yeah,
I think it's.
Would you take? I know his stocks dropped a bit, but Bol, maybe look at him.
I don't know because from what I've seen, you know, he is sort of the epitome of like the modern day NBA player. You know, big man that shoots a three.
Yeah,
but he is a very big man in a very slender frame.
Yeah, very similar to his dad.
Yeah, very. And, you know, R.I.P. Manute, but, you know, he had, I think, I watched a video about him the other day, and I seen in ridiculous stats, something like he only played like a third of the games that he was actually in the NBA for.
Yeah, he's very injury prone because he's sort of got his dad's genetics, like you said.
Yeah, which to me it's a big risk that a team might be willing to take. But I think for the position that we're in, we can't really take too many risks. We need to play a little bit safer.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, would you say? I'm trying to think who's actually available, who you could get as a guard, maybe who you could use a first round draft pick for.
Um,
Don't know. There's not many.
well, there's Jam Morant, but he'll go top 5.
Yeah, maybe someone like I don't know who like Kobe White. Whereabouts would he go in the draft?
Well,
Maybe around 10th or something.
Like I said to you, like no one even as like you hadn't really heard of him, and I'm looking at a draft thing here. One's got him going 11. Someone's got him going 2nd, which I think's a bit much. But then there's another one that says 17, and another one that says 12, and then 19 and 12. So he's a mid first round player, which is what we're more than likely going to have.
Yeah.
His defense is something to be, wanted, but offensively, if I have a quick Google, I'm sure that
he plays for North Carolina as well. That very good team.
The last time I checked, I'm sure he was averaging 25 and 10.
Yeah, I was saying as well. He plays for North Carolina, who are obviously NCAA holders at the minute. They won March Madness last year. They're they're probably the best college team, to be honest, the Tar Heels.
Yeah, exactly. So, and if he's running the court, there we go. Kobe White's stats. He's come right down. He's averaging 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. But he's
still decent.
He's shooting 43% from the field and 36% from the 3. But he's averaging 52.5%.
Yeah, I mean that's still good.
Yeah,
for a guard.
So I mean, and his PER is 19.7.
Oh, that's really good.
So that's quite high. So I mean, I would definitely like to see him in a Lakers uniform, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm looking. Most mock drafts seem to have you taking a centre, but what do you think's the priority? The centre, or I would say a shooting guard?
Well, if we keep Luke Walton, which I hope we don't, but if we do, a guard 100%, because the basketball he's trying to play is fast ball, and like we've had a few games where LeBron's been with centre, which sort of screams take a centre because you've got LeBron there, but it also screams if you keep on playing the style of basketball, what's the point in taking one? You're just wasting your draft pick there.
Yeah, maybe.
So I definitely think it's something that the back room needs to really have a good look at and think, right, what's a priority? Because if we're saying Kyrie, I don't want Kobe White because that's just a waste of money.
A waste of a pick.
Yeah, and a pick. But if we don't sign Kyrie and we need a guard, but I suppose free agency is after the draft, so we'll never know, really.
Yeah, I've always thought that because obviously in the NFL it's the other way around, and I think it's so much better having free agency first, because then you're sort of addressing your problems.
100%.
Then you can go into the draft knowing what you need.
It's some of the way the NBA does the stuff is really, really stupid. Like that. That is, it baffles me because for me, I'd be thinking to myself, well, I need to address the problems I have now, but will I have these problems in a few weeks? Will they re-sign for me or not?
Yeah. I've always thought the draft lottery's done so weird as well, but I guess all that we can talk about in another podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
That big of an issue.
That's another conversation for another day. It's an issue
in itself.
I mean, just to sum it up now, why they don't do it live just tells me now it's rigged.
Yeah, I think everyone wonders that, and they've known it for quite a while.
Yeah, and I don't think the NBA are even bothered anymore.
Yeah, they're not even bothered about hiding.
No, I think everyone and themselves know they're corrupt. So
yeah,
I don't see why they'll be bothered.
Yeah, so I guess just to finish off, then I guess we'll just see how, in your mind, do you think the Lakers will go into next season? Like, how do you approach it, and what do you aim for?
I think would definitely need to be a lot more optimistic. Because like I said to you, I didn't know Brandon had his surgery and it was successful,
Yeah, so he's going to be back.
which is a massive relief because for me, he is the young player now.
Yeah,
So I think we need to be optimistic 100% going into it, but I think we also need to be realistic as well. So I think if we can sign Kyrie, I mean, Western Conference Finals, in my opinion, should be a given.
Yeah, I think with that the combo of LeBron,
Yeah,
Kyrie,
they've won a
paired with your youngsters,
they've won a championship. Why can't they get the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah,
So I think if we sign Kyrie, definitely Western Conference Finals. But if we don't, and we'll just kind of sign mid-contract players, you know, and kind of keep the same sort of young core with LeBron, and then even if we just get like mediocre shooters around LeBron, I reckon the 6th seed.
yeah.
And
I think that
I would be very
that's fair enough.
very happy with the 6th seed.
Yeah, I also think I think it'll be quite good for you to have quite a high first round pick this year because I think in the last few years you have sort of hit the jackpot a few times in the draft, especially with players like Kuzma. Ingram's starting to show that potential now.
Yeah.
Lonzo can get there. Josh Hart was quite a steal.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was a steal at the time, like especially in the summer league.
Especially last season, he was a steal.
Yeah, but this season not so much.
Yeah,
but I guess only time will tell how it's all gonna go, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Oh well. Cheers for coming on, Lewis.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure talking to you.
It's been a pleasure.
No bother, right. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you next time.